Hello everybody, I'm currently going through a car wash. This is my first time ever going through a car wash, so this should be very interesting. I've closed all the windows, so everything should be fine. Oh my gosh, this is frightening. Oh my gosh, this is such a... This is a weird experience. Oh, this is stupid. This is stupidly comical, that's what it is. So today, I'm gonna be talking about Shera and the Princess of Power, but I would be able to do it. Oh my gosh, that was a lot louder than I thought it would be. Okay, so now that we're out of the car wash, let's talk about Shera and the Princess of Power. Jesus, man, I did not expect a car wash to be that loud. I mean, I guess it is my first time, so I should have expected anything. But besides that's besides the point. Now, what was I going to talk about? I have no idea. Shera the Princess of Power. So by the time I uploaded the first, but my first Shera review, I actually had finished the whole show. So it felt really interesting watching me go through the entire series and learning about, what's what. And I kind of had a few things spoiled along the way, so I wouldn't say it ruined the experience, but it did, change my perception a little bit. And I'm not going to say it ruined the show for me or not, because more than anything, I'm not a filmmaker, but not even a film critic. I'm just a movie or TV show enjoyer, and that's all that should really matter. And right now, I really enjoyed Shera the Princess of Power. There's no other way to put it. And the reason I enjoyed the show so much is because the characters, I wouldn't say were consistent, but that they made sense. Most of the actions that they took were reasonable, and I just overall enjoyed, just seeing these characters in action. It's really funny because last time I talked about it, I went a lot more in depth with the character names and all that. Now I'm barely even mentioning anyone. I should go. Sorry, I just said go, like the really long Welsh city name. Funny joke reference. Anyways, the whatchamacallit. So seasons, 4 and 5, I think? I don't even remember. Season 1 was the beginning, season 2, and then season 3 and 4, I think. Wow, I'm really gonna have to check Netflix. But I'm gonna be reviewing the final 2 seasons because that's the point to where that was the last part of what I was watching. In the last 2 seasons, oh my gosh, it had some really high points and some really, really low points. So let's start off with what's her name? Bubbles. No, Sparkles. Wow, I really can't remember her name. Sparkles. That's all I remember as now. Yay. Sparkly girl. Come on. I remember Bo because he uses Bo. Glimmer. There we go. So, Glimmer's character progression, I feel like they really didn't do much or didn't do enough with that one. Let's be honest. She was captured in her cell. Her entire kingdom is gone. Let me remind you, that's the one kingdom that wasn't taken during the entire show, and it was taken then. And somehow that's what, and for some reason she doesn't really feel much. Like, sure, she feels bad that she's trapped and everything, but she should be, breaking down that, she finally could have seen her dad and doesn't get to. She could have, she couldn't even defend her own kingdom, and now she's stuck on a ship by a galactic warlord and can't do anything to save anyone. Doesn't have her powers either, so kind of a really, really dire situation. I'm surprised she didn't really break down as much as Adora, aka Shera, did. The things that they did with her character in the last 2 seasons was absolutely magnificent. There's no other way to put it. The computer, I forget her name. The computer's story arc with learning to go against her programming, even though that's not actually how programming works. Obviously, she's an extremely intelligent AI who has emotions but decides to store them away and follows protocol most of the time. She's your standard follow the rules type. And I really appreciate that she in the episode where spoiler alert, Shera finally destroys the sword and stops the Heart of Etheria. That was something, man. Because she's trying to make herself stop controlling Shera, because she knows that she knows in the back of her head, in her conscience, that if this Heart of Etheria were ever to be activated, sure, it'll save the universe, but it'll also destroy most of the universe. So you can't really save. You can't, in the words of Spider-Man, you can't be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man if there's no neighborhood to save. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. And I don't know. Let's see, what other characters were there? Shadow Weaver, obviously they didn't do too much. I appreciate that they brought her back for season 5 or the last season in order to flesh her out a little more, in order to talk about her powers and her origin and her opposition to just not opposition. Her being opposed by most of her allies just because of what she's done for so long. What else is there? I don't know. Bo is great as amazing. Amazing as ever. And I really appreciate that he had surprisingly good story. Actually, now that I think about it, Glimmer is the only person in the best friend squad. I'm using buzzwords here. In the best friend squad that didn't have any story progression. Like Adora had a crap ton of stuff happen to her. Bo went from the happy-go-lucky tech guy to absolutely flipping out and like not even being willing to be friendly with people that went against him, even his closest best friend. What else is there? Ketra, we already talked about her. I mean, her entire story is basically Zuko. No, it's just Zuko without the parental. Sorry, I'm thinking of words. It's Zuko without the parental neglect. That's all it is. Zuko had his dad beat him up. Put a scar on him for so many years. Well, emotional and literal physical scars for so many years long because he wasn't strong enough. And yeah, the whole thing with Ozai, yikes, what a terrible dad, am I right? Apparently sometimes absentee dads make the worst heroes and sometimes make the best heroes. I don't know what it is with kids and absentee parents. Like, I don't, for some reason most film execs and TV execs are willing to share the message of, hey, you wanna have a really good kid, abandon them. That's what'll help them in their development. Like, I get it. If you parent them for too long, they will fail to become adults and they will fail to mature. But you also do realize that if you take the parent away, they mature too fast. So you might want to find a happy middle there, buddy, bucko. But yeah, back to the Zuko Catra connection. They're both emotionally scarred and basically have their honor taken away from them time and time again. And yet they have someone, how do I say this? Someone with a slightly bigger frame support them constantly in Iroh or Scorpia, who have not untapped, but who have extreme potential that they do not show for most of the show. That is very convoluted. What else is there? Let's see. I'm trying to think of all the connections off the top of my head, but I really don't want to waste any time with that. I don't really know why they decided to bring Glimmer's dad back. I forget his name. I'm sorry. He was only in there for one season. I really don't like that they had Glimmer's dad for like 2 episodes and then they put him away. The pacing on the final season was way off. Like this, the second to last season, where all the stuff with the Heart of Etheria and Hordak, not the big Hordak Prime, but regular Hordak being regular Hordak being, how do you say it? Regular Hordak becoming strongest as ever and having most of the kingdoms, and the heart of Etheria, blah blah blah, and like that stuff was really impactful. The episode that I want to highlight is something name that I can't remember, but it's the episode on episode where the old lady witch, you know who I'm talking about, is switching between flashbacks of Mara and Adora, and it's literally because she's time traveling. Like, I don't know how, but she's somehow not forcing, but I think her dementia is causing her to go back and forth in time. So even though her timeline's still moving forward, other people's aren't. So because of that, information kind of ends up in a time loop. Let's see, Mara. I think that's her name. Mara? No, Mara. Mara's the old lady. Odora's that. Mara. No, Mara's the name of the last girl. Oh my god, I can't even remember anything, man. So yeah, when old lady meets Mara for the first time, she says, "Oh, this is your first time." Oh no, I said too much, which means she knows that she can go back and forth between timelines, and it could mean that the first time that she met Adora, it could have been years after she's met her for the first time. Everything's wonky. It's crazy. And the thing I really appreciate about the episode is, sure, she's baking a pie, but that pie means so much more than a pie. It's to respect what Mara did for the universe. It's to respect what Mara did in order to protect everyone on Etheria. I think that's just kind of genius, don't you think? And the micro pacing, the pacing of like different parts of the scenes and going in between each perspective is just absolutely astounding. Like, you get to learn a little bit about Mara's past, about the ship that she's on, trying to learn about her powers, and then you get to learn a little bit about Adora, learning about her powers, and trying to figure out how to unlock a certain ship, or trying to figure out a bit about her powers. Like I said before, I'm just going in a circle now. And then, we start going into more detail. We start learning about how Etheria is a weapon, and how it's powerful enough to destroy the universe, and then blah blah blah. But eventually we get to the breaking point where we get to learn about Mara crashing. She sends the planet outside of the original universe and puts it into a pocket dimension, and then she crashes her ship so that way no Shera could ever be born again. But she knows about Adora because the old lady keeps mentioning Adora's name, who is supposed to be the next Shera, who Mara somehow knows thanks to this weird time loop. It's just, oh my gosh, it's genius, dude. Wow, it just goes on, and it is amazing. Like, I wish I could give a proper analysis of the episode, because my words do not give it justice. I will wholeheartedly admit that. The way I'm describing the episode doesn't really give credit to how well it describes the emotions of each character and what they're going through. But at the end of that, I'm pretty sure they don't even have music at the credits like they usually do. And when that silence hit, I felt it, man. That hit different. Man. Which is kind of sad, because the episode after that was really trash. I don't know, it just felt, it was a weird dichotomy to have. Hey, want to have this expertly crafted piece of cinema followed by something absolutely terrible? It's kind of like Appa's Lost Days. I think Appa's Lost Days was either preceded or it was preceded or it preceded a really, really crappy episode. So it felt really weird to have such a jarring difference happen. Avatar. I don't know if I've had a specific Avatar conversation. I already talked about Zuko, so I'll definitely keep that in my mind for the next Chessbait Drivecast. Oh, I never said the introduction. Oh my gosh, I was so caught up with my car wash that I kind of just lost track of everything. I'm sorry. Let's rewind time. Look it up. No, I'm not actually gonna rewind time. Do you think I have the time? Not the time. Do you think I have the effort to edit this properly? No, I don't. Do you think I'd hire an editor? Ha, funny. But yeah, welcome to the Chessbait Drivecast. I am your host, Chessbait. I mean, or else it wouldn't be the Chessbait Drivecast. I'm guessing you guys are already buckled in your seatbelts, or else you guys would be doing something illegal because I am currently driving. And I mean, the engine's already on, so we're already cooking. We're already going pretty good. But yeah, the pacing of season 5, it just didn't make sense. They had a whole episode about like a group of certain rebels that try to rebel against the Hordak but couldn't, and now all of a sudden they have this motivation to fight because of Shera, and for some reason now they have a magical power to be able to fight against the Horde now. Which, yeah, sure, we can talk about magic all we want for as long as we want, but I think the stupid part, I couldn't have made it, but I think the stupid part about this is that I feel like the story wasn't fleshed out enough. Maybe I wanted a little more into people, into the protagonists learning about how to defeat the robots. Maybe I wanted to have a little bit more into Micah. That's the king, the Glimmer's dad's name, Micah. Maybe I wanted the story to talk a little bit more about Micah and their side of the story, because, like, sure, the main characters are the best friend squad, and the entire story is about them. But at the same time, you know, there are people fighting down on the ground, and sure, they had a really, really good episode about the underwater episode, about them trying to find a certain person who can basically solve all their problems. And sure, it was a really nice twist when it turned out to be Double Trouble. That was a really good twist, I'll give it that. But before all that went down, it just felt really annoying to not have enough of what was going on, you know, on the ground. I wanted to see a little more story there, and especially Catra after she switched sides. Like, Zuko had, I guess both Zuko and what's her name, both Zuko and Catra had half a season to, you know, change their entire story and change which side they were on, and I don't know. I think the reason I liked Zuko's transformation a lot more was, I mean, sure, it's because Zuko is an absolute amazing person. He's an absolute dork, and I love him for that. But more importantly, it's because I spent that rest half of the season with him, specifically with different Avatar characters, making, you know, having him resolve things with Aang, because their journeys were literally yin and yang. There's a Sideways video on it. It's really good. They had an episode with Katara for the Zutara shippers, so that way they can go on an adventure and learn about what true humility and what just learning about how to solve conflicts peacefully really means. And I really appreciated that. Sure, Toph never had that adventure with Zuko, and that was a missed opportunity, and people still meme about that to this day. But that's the whole point. The whole point is that because, you know, each of the characters get to have a transforming adventure with Zuko. Even what's his name? Even Sokka got to have one in the prison. Like, stuff like this, it just makes sense. And I don't feel like they addressed that kind of stuff with Catra enough. The whole scene with Scorpia was absolutely amazing. It's just like when Zuko finally met up with Iroh again. What else is there? I understand when some of the princesses started hating on Catra, but you do realize that the whole point of Catra's character is to have, like, this mental health issue that's, you know, brewing inside her. And it's really hurtful when she finally comes to your side and says, hey, we really don't like you anymore, or we really don't like you right now. It'd be really nice if you didn't try to become our side. Like, that's only amplifying the problem. If you want someone to side with you, you gotta be willing, like, even if it'll hurt you because, you know, they hurt you back, you've got to be willing to be patient with, you know, people like that. And I don't think, besides Adora, I don't think, you know, Shera the show really spent enough time talking about stuff like that. But if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna head out. Yeah, I gotta figure out what to take back. I'll see you guys next time on the Chessbait Drivecast.